Vogue, Vogue. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems. Welcome to the program. Hey there, hi there, ho there, nail friend. Welcome back. Today we are looking at Bee's Knees Lacquer's Tenderly I Am Devoured collection. I'm a huge Bee's Knees Lacquer stan, have been for a very long time. What's exciting about this is it's BKL's first official licensed collab. It's with Lindahl Clipstone, and it is connected to the book Tenderly I Am Devoured. The book is a flower-threaded horror book about a young woman who returns to her hometown and becomes engaged to the swan god her family worships. I might need to read that. I might have to check that out. Anyway, I kept feeling like I was swatching sheer silky lingerie, or just the sexiest fabrics, or fairy dust, or someone taking the sparkle effect way too crazy on the prequel app. There's just something very special, very unique, and very sexy about this collection. So I might be referencing lingerie, brace yourself. I'm not sure if that was what was intended entirely, but hey, here we are. Some things read the way they do. Let's read that one more time. A flower-threaded horror book. Flower-threaded horror book about a young woman who returns to her hometown. Love that. It's giving Hallmark movie, love it. And becomes engaged to the swan god her family worships. No longer Hallmark. Now it is a A24 film. Wow, okay. So formulas are quite similar across the board on these. They are stunning. I ended up swatching them all in 2 coats because I was feeling like I wanted to let the sheerness kind of shine through. However, they're very buildable and you could wear any of them in 3 coats if you wanted to boost or amplify the colors a little bit. But for me, they just felt like they needed to be in their sheer state. And if you're okay with some VNL or visible nail line, then you will love these. If visible nail line is not your favorite, not something that you tend to love, if opacity is more of your goal as a nail connoisseur, then you might want to topper these over same colors or complementary colors. I'm sure there will be a creator out there who will show us what that looks like. You won't be seeing any toppering here. Today we are just letting them live in their sheer elegance. So get cozy, get comfy. Let's look at some swatches. So we're kicking it off with Spirit Base Coat. It's a ridge filling base coat from Bee's Knees Lacquer that I absolutely adore. It's a great price point. I can't remember right now. I'll show it on the screen, but it's like $6 to $8. It has the perfect level of tint to it, just to slightly lighten up your staining if you have any, like me. And the first polish is Lacrimosa. The official description is a golden honey glitter bomb with a pink light reflective glitter. I would call that accurate. You could also call this mango. Piper, no. Sorry, can't help myself. This is a gorgeous even formula. Really beautiful. You could wear it in 1 coat. I chose to wear it in 2 coats. In fact, I chose to wear the entire collection in 2 coats. We'll get into why a little bit later. But first I wanted to show you I'm Fast Very Fast, which is Bee's Knees Lacquer's quick dry top coat. I feel like there's an Office reference there that I need to look up because every time I see an Office clip it makes me laugh. I've never watched the show, I'm sorry. This quick dry top coat is fantastic. One of my absolute favorites. If you're ever in the Bee's Knees shop and you're planning to pick up a polish, get this top coat, get the ridge filling base coat. Trust me, they're big bottles, the brush is fantastic. They last a long time. The formulas are beautiful. I'm really a big fan of their base and top coats. Just gotta put that out there. And I'm a big fan of this polish. This may be what some may consider a prugly, but not I. Especially under flash. So you're gonna see it here under my phone flash. This is not a way you would often see a polish, but maybe if you were at a club or a rave or somewhere that had bright lights, bright flashing lights. Next is Chthonic Liquor. Chthonic Liquor. I think I'm saying that right, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I'm not. Ooh. Okay, so Chthonic Liquor is a sheer spring green with glowy pink shimmer and a scattering of silver light reflective glitter. I was very excited about this one. I love a green, any shade of green. I'm very excited about it, always will be. And I could tell right off the bat that this collection is meant to be sheer. So these are not officially Bee's Knees Lacquer's gossamer formula, which is their sheer formula, but they are, to me, I read them to be intentionally sheer. I feel like they're all so beautifully even, you could build them up to 3 coats if you wanted, but 2 coats felt right for me. Something about the names, the name of this official licensed book and collaboration, the descriptions felt very sexy to me. It felt very much like lingerie. These formulas felt like lingerie on the nails with this bit of sparkle that you see here. And so I was just feeling sheer. I was just in my sheer oats and just kind of feeling my sheer zhuzh. And so that's what you're getting with this whole video, is just 2 coats of all of these. Except for, of course, Velvet Ribbons is one of the more opaque of formulas, of all of the formulas. This one you're also going to see in 2 coats, but it does reach opacity more so than the rest of the collection. Velvet Ribbons is a sheer rose gold pastel multichrome with green sparks and a scattering of light reflective glitter. I'm wearing Velvet Ribbons on one of my hands in the intro and outro. I really love this one. More so than the rest, it gives a bit of a metallic vibe, but overall it just feels like sexy sheer lingerie. Silk stockings, if you will. Which is really funny when you read the description of the book. I should have read the book before swatching the collection. Sarah, the maker, and I have our tastes quite often align, especially in the horror realm. And so now I have a book assignment, so that's fun. Maybe if I had read the book, it wouldn't feel quite so sexy. I don't know. But sometimes horror is very sexy. So, did you see the new Nosferatu? Promised. A gossamer rosy magenta with blue shimmer and a scattering of light reflective glitter. Okay, so we're hearing the official gossamer description with this. So if you were curious what that was before, you're getting to see it now. It is an official sheer formula from Bee's Knees, and I need to look up exactly what the description is. I will, and I'll put it on the screen so that we can all know in this moment. I should know. As a longtime stan, I should know. This is so rosy pink. The blue shimmer is perfect. We all love a pink and blue combo. It's sexy, no? Yeah, it just feels like steamy 90s made for TV movies. I'm gonna read this book and probably be so horrified at my interpretation of this collection. One thing I wanted to talk about really fast is the fact that for this officially licensed collaboration, Bee's Knees Lacquer has done a fully custom bottle for us, which is really exciting and takes a lot of planning, a lot of forethought. There's a minimum order quantity that they have to reach with their manufacturer, I'm sure, which probably is not a super low number. It's, you know, I bet they have a great relationship with their manufacturer, but generally you have to place a pretty decent order for something custom like this for it to make financial sense. And so it's always fun to see a brand flex a little bit like this and have some confidence in their collaboration and in their skills and in their customer base, and to know that they can serve up a custom pink screen print. Hello, a pink screen print with a swan king that we're apparently going to fall in love with. It's just cool. It's a nice little extra touch. It's meaningful to me as a packaging designer and definitely impactful. So kudos to Sarah and the team for pulling this off. This kind of stuff is difficult to get in place in time, and I'm really happy that I got to swatch this collection. There's a Tenderness Before You're Devoured, a gossamer silver pastel multichrome that shifts from blue to pink, and a scattering of light reflective glitter. Bee's Knees has also been one of the brands that has most often used the term pastel multichrome, maybe even coined it. So here you're getting to see an example of that, where it might not feel exactly like multichrome in the traditional sense that you're used to seeing in the darker form, but gives more of a chrome powder vibe. And when you see it here next to the window in natural light, it is so stunning. Definitely a top pick. It really comes out to play in the flash. Next up is Riptide, a sheer ocean blue with glowy orange shimmer and a scattering of light reflective glitter. This is another one I was very excited about. Did not disappoint at all. Feels like a light little fairy on your nails. Again, very sheer, but intentionally. Like I mentioned, Bee's Knees Lacquer really cracked my brain open when it comes to sheer polishes and the potential of them, and the ability for them to be ghostly, as Caitlin Swatches would say. They're very much a boundary pushing brand, which can sometimes mean not for everyone. You might not be the kind of person that likes to see your VNL, but if you are, step right up. And if you're a person who likes a sexy sheer but with a dash of sparkle, then you're really gonna love this collection. And if you spend time out at night under the lights, you will see this effect. You may have to hold your hand in the light, but your hands will be catching light and throwing sparkle across the room. Okay, my Little Swan. The grungy sister to Lemon, this is a mid-tone gray with gold shimmer and a scattering of light reflective glitter. I kept calling this Dirty Lemons. This, I think I probably will still continue to call it Dirty Lemons, but My Little Swan is definitely another top pick of the collection. Has that perfect Swamp Queen vibe, but like very elegant, very regal Swamp Queen. It is grungy, but it's chic. It really is just like a dirty lemon. I really loved this one. This is the other one I'm wearing in the intro and outro. This one just shows up a little bit more. It's not quite as sheer as some of the others, so it gives just a little bit more. I Refuse to Let You Go, a sheer blush pink with glowy green shimmer and a scattering of light reflective glitter. This is so lovely. This is so lovely. This is so delicate, but the shimmer still gives it some punch. And then that light reflective glitter just catches the light. As you can see my thumb moving around, just the daintiest little sparkle. When you're in the sunlight, these really, really go off. There's some restraint here, which is an underrated quality that we don't talk a lot about with nail polish brands. But a brand's ability to not be maximalist and to not be extra, even though these could maybe be considered maximalist minimalism or minimalist maximalist. Wolves have better manners. A bruised berry glitter bomb with red light reflective glitter. I was living my fairy fantasy for the first part of the collection, and so I wasn't totally prepared for the saturation and the kind of richness of this formula. So it let me have it a little bit on the first coat and was a little bit streaky, but that was mostly user error. And this was actually the one polish in the entire collection that I did kind of wish I had given it a third coat, because it doesn't really stand strongly on sheerness. By coat number 2, it was feeling pretty opaque, but I feel like plumping it up with a third coat would have benefited me in this situation. Still gorgeous, still beautiful. You can definitely get away with it in 2 coats, particularly if you're a little more generous with your polish. But 3 thin coats is probably what I would do next time. Wait until you see the flash though. Hello. It's so great. That red light reflective glitter within that bruised berry base is very beautiful. So what'd you think? This is a super unique collection. Bee's Knees Lacquer is one of the most innovative brands in the market. They are the ones, I think, for me, definitely, they taught me about the beauty of sheerness. They helped me to understand the absolute incredible potential of a spectral polish, or as Caitlin Swatches calls them, ghostly polishes. I think that's what she says. They have also been trailblazers in the pruggly category, which for me doesn't exist. I understand that there is a category of colors that some people find to be pretty ugly, and some people just find to be ugly. But when you've been a graphic designer for over a decade, you kind of fall in love with all colors and you realize that there isn't anything truly ugly when it comes to color. And so I feel like Bee's Knees Lacquer understands that and has that same philosophy on color. They have been some of the first to introduce a lot of wild, unique combinations that you probably find to be pretty common today. I bet if you looked back in the history and the catalog of Bee's Knees Lacquer's polishes, they probably were introducing some of those original concepts before other brands. It's a common thread and trend with Bee's Knees Lacquer, and this collection is no exception as it continues to break the mold and do things a little bit differently and in its own path. If you're a horror fan, Bee's Knees Lacquer has been doing horror collections for ages. I'm still on the hunt for Mother Miranda. If anyone has Bee's Knees Lacquer Mother Miranda and you're willing to part with it, please, can I have it? will pay you. I will perform a modern dance for you. I don't know. It's just my most in search of polish in the world. My biggest ISO is Mother Miranda from the Resident Evil 7 collection, the Resident Evil Village collection. I have all of them except her, and I love her. While this video isn't officially sponsored, I was paid to swatch this collection. So thank you to Beesney's Lacquer for being one of the best in the game to work with. That's all for me today. Thanks for getting sexy with me. I hope you had a good time. I'll be back soon with more. Bye. On Cindy, I'm wearing velvet ribbons, which actually wasn't sitting here the whole time. It's been over there. Hi, Velvet. Join us. Thank you. And on this hand, I'm wearing my Little Swan. It's my dirty lemons. Okay, bye.